Good morning everyone and welcome to the class. In the previous class we were discussing about the three-tier Panchayati Raj institution. Three-tier means three level, and I told you that in this Panchayati Raj institution at the bottom level there is Gram Panchayat, which is for the village. It may be for one village or for more than one village. Then at the second level is Janpad or block or taluka. It is called by various names, and at this block level there will be taluka panchayat or Janpad panchayat, and then at the third level is district, and at this level there will be Jila Panchayat or Jila Parishad or District Panchayat. Okay, so this is the three-tier structure. Okay, we have discussed all these things, and we were discussing the functions of Jila Panchayat. The Jila Parishad or Jila Panchayat actually makes developmental plans at the district level. Jila Panchayat is at the apex, है ना. ये थर्ड थ्री जो टीयर है उसमें सबसे ऊपर जिला पंचायत है. तो डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे whatever development plan is going to be formulated and executed is done by the Jila Parishad. Okay. And with the help of Panchayat Samitis, it also regulates the money distribution among all the Gram Panchayats. So, at the second level, there are Panchayat Samitis. So, both these Gram Panchayat and Panchayat Samitis are under the supervision of Jila Parishad. And Jila Parishad not only makes a developmental program for the entire district, but it also implement the program with the help of Panchayat Samitis and Gram Panchayat. Besides, it also distributes money between Gram Panchayats and Panchayat Samiti. So, these are the functions of Jila Parishad. Within the guidelines given in the constitution, each state in the country has its own laws with regard to panchayat. In our constitution, what is done that so many rules are there regarding panchayats, regarding Panchayati Raj system. But in our constitution, what is done that there is not uniformity in these laws regarding the Panchayati Raj institution. Instead, it has been left on the state government. स्टेट गवर्नमेंट पे ये छोड़ दिया गया है कि वो जो रूल्स हैं पंचायती राज इंस्टीट्यूशन के रिगार्डिंग, वो रूल्स वो अपने हिसाब से बना सकते हैं. लेकिन जो बेसिक चीज़ें हैं उसमें पूरे सारे कंट्री में एक जैसा होना है. जैसे इन ऑल द स्टेट्स there must be three-tier Panchayati Raj institution. Then there must be direct election of these Panchayati Raj institution members. Then this election must be held on every 5 years, and the election should be held in a free and fair manner. So all these in all these regard there is uniformity, but what will be the number of the panchayat members and their powers and responsibilities, in these matters the states has been given liberty. They can make rules according to their need and requirement. So in this way these Panchayati Raj institutions have been formed, and the basic idea the main idea behind these Panchayati Raj institutions is to ensure the participation of the people. So this is the end of our chapter. We have completed the chapter Panchayati Raj, and under this chapter I just want to summarize what we have discussed under this chapter. So the things which have been discussed is what is Gram Sabha, and I will write it down. Okay, what is Gram Sabha? Who constitute Gram Sabha? Who are the members of Gram Sabha? And what are the powers of Gram Sabha? Okay, we have discussed this. Then we have discussed Gram Panchayat. And in this we have also discussed what constitute Panchayat, Gram Panchayat. Who are the members of Gram Panchayat? The Panch and Sarpanch. Then we have also discussed the method of their election. How do they get the post of Panch or Sarpanch? Okay. And then we have also discussed the powers and functions of Gram Panchayat. What is the function? What do they do? Okay. Then we have also discussed secretary to the Gram Panchayat, who is a government employee, and he calls the meeting of Gram Panchayat and Gram Sabha, and also record the proceedings. Okay, and then we have also discussed the meeting of Gram Sabha of village Hardas, and in this we have discussed we seen how the members of the Gram Sabha are taking part in the decision making process. Whatever problem all the villagers are facing, how that problem is to be solved, all these things are debated and discussed in the meeting of Gram Sabha. Okay, so this Hardas village Gram Sabha meeting was also this, we have witnessed the meeting. And then we have seen the 3-tier structure of Panchayati Raj institution. This has been provided by our constitution that there must be 3 levels of government at the local level. So the first is Gram Panchayat, then the Panchayat Samiti, and then the Jila Parishad. So and in this we have also seen the functions of Jila Parishad. So all these things we have discussed, and now you have to do the exercise, the questions given in your notebook, and this I will provide you in the snap work. It will be given you as homework, and if you have any kind of confusion or you are not able to understand anything which I have discussed in the class in these videos, you can ask me through the online classes. We meet every day in the online classes, and on these classes you can clear your doubt regarding this subject, and your homework will be given in your snapper, and you are supposed to complete your work and study hard. Okay, and now we will start the next chapter in the same book in civics. Now we have the next chapter, which is very much associated with the first chapter. That's why both the chapters would be studied one by one, because both are related to each other. Now the chapter is rural administration. Okay, so both these chapters are very much related, and we will see now. We will see how the administration is done at the rural level. So this is your chapter 6 in the book. So the chapter is rural administration. In this chapter, through this chapter, you will become aware of the administration in rural areas, and the chapter starts with a story. You will be told a story. I am going to tell you the story, which is very interesting, and through this story, you will be aware you will become aware of the rural administration. Okay, so the story, what is the name of the story? The name of the story is A Quarrel in the Village. So the story is going to start. Okay, Mohan is a farmer. His family owns a small agricultural field which they have been farming for many years. Next to his field is Raghu's land, which is separated from his by a small boundary called a bun. So what we find, there are two main characters in the story. The one is Mohan and the other is Raghu. Now Mohan is a very small farmer. He has a small agricultural field, and in this field he is doing farming from so many years. Okay, and this land is the important source of livelihood for Mohan. Okay, and what we see that there is one more person whose land is just beside the land of Mohan, and who is he? He is Raghu. Raghu is also a farmer, and his land is next to Mohan's land. Okay, and how people know about the land of Mohan, and which land belongs to Mohan and which land belongs to Raghu? It is by a boundary. Okay, and this boundary is called Band. What is this Band? Band is nothing. Is not something which is made of brick and cement. It is not something which is permanent. It is just made up of soil. The soil has been collected at this place, and it has been raised for around 1.5 to 2 feet. Okay, so this band is there which is separating the land of Mohan and land of Raghu. One morning, Mohan noticed that Raghu has shifted the band by a few feet. By doing so, he had managed to take over some of the Mohan's land and increase the size of his own field. So what happens that one morning when Mohan went to his farm, he realizes that this bund is not at the proper place where it used to be. जहाँ पर ये होता था वहाँ पर ये नहीं है, because it was not something permanent. As I told you, it was a temporary arrangement. It was just made up of soil. So what Mohan is feeling that Raghu has shifted this band like this. Now the band is at this place. So now this piece of land is belonging to Raghu, which was originally belonging to Mohan, but now it is not true. But Mohan is feeling like that. मोहन को ऐसा लग रहा है कि ऐसा हुआ है कि जो बंद है उसको शिफ्ट कर दिया गया है और एक्चुअल प्लेस से वो और एक तो फिर इधर आ गया है, जिससे कि लैंड ऑफ मोहन जो है वो कम हो गया है और रघु ने अपने लैंड को बढ़ा दिया है. ओके. Mohan was angry but also a little frightened. Mohan was very angry when he saw this shifting of bund, because of which he is going to lose some of his land. So he was very angry, but at the same time he was frightened also. वो डरा हुआ भी था. Why was he frightened? What was the reason of his fear? आखिर क्यों डरा है वो? Raghu's family owned many fields, and besides, his uncle was also the sarpanch of the village. But even so, he plucked up courage and went to Raghu's house. So why was he afraid? Why was he frightened? Because he was a small farmer. Mohan was a small farmer, but Raghu was a very big farmer. He has so many lands in a whole village. He was owing so many lands. Not only this, that he was a big landowner, but his uncle is also sarpanch of the house, sarpanch of the village. Okay. So now he is afraid that he is very influential. He is economically influential. He is politically influential because his uncle is a sarpanch. So he is thinking that he will not be able to get back his land because they are very influential family. But still he did not lose his courage, and he plucked the courage and went to Raghu's house so that he can talk to him. Whatever is done by him is not correct. Okay, so now Mohan is going to Raghu's house. Okay. A heated argument followed between Raghu and Mohan. Heated argument was going on. Both of them were shouting at each other. Both of them were making allegations at each other. Okay. Raghu refused to accept that he had moved the bund. Raghu was not ready to accept this allegation which was levelled by Mohan, that he has moved the bund in such a way that the land of Mohan has become less and the land of Raghu has become more. Raghu was not ready to accept it, and Mohan has no proof for this also. So he called one of his helpers and they began shouting at Mohan and beating him up. So now what happens that when both of them were shouting at each other and they were having arguments, then what happens that Raghu calls one of his helpers and then they starts shouting at him, and not only shouting at him but they also started beating him up also. Okay, उन्होंने उसको मारना शुरू कर दिया. The neighbors heard the commotion and rushed to the spot where Mohan was being beaten up. They took him away. When all these things were happening, so what happens? So much noise comes out because of all these things. तो क्या हुआ कि जो neighbors थे, they heard the noise and they came to Raghu's house. कि what is going on? So when they came, they saw that Mohan was being beaten up. Mohan was being beaten by the Raghu's helper. So now the neighbors took Mohan away from Raghu's house. Okay. तो इस तरह से हम देख रहे हैं कि क्या हो रहा है. The name of the story is Quarrel and the quarrel has started. Okay. And in this quarrel, the villagers are now discussing the matter. We will see it. He was badly hurt on his head and hand. He was badly hurt. उसे बहुत चोट लगी थी उसके head पे and hand पे. He was given first aid by one of his neighbors. One of his neighbors gave him first aid. उसकी साफ सफाई करके उसको ointment लगा के उसकी first aid की गई. ठीक है. His friend, who also ran the village post office, suggested that they go to the local police station and file a report. So Mohan has a friend who was working in post office, and now this friend of Mohan was suggesting that they should go to local police station and file a petition, file a report that this kind of thing has happened, and when Mohan protested against this, then he was beaten up. So now this quarrel between Raghu and Mohan, now this quarrel is taking a larger form, and now one of his friends is suggesting him to go to the local police station. Others were doubtful if this was a good idea because they felt that they would waste a lot of money and nothing would come out of it. So now other villagers who were with Mohan, now they are feeling that there will be no utility of going to police station. It will only waste our money, it will only waste our time, and the result will not be in our favor, and the result will not be in the favor of Mohan. So they are of the opinion that there is no use in going to the police. Some people said that Raghu's family would have already contacted the police station, and now some villagers are saying that Raghu's family तो पहले ही वो contact कर चुके होंगे पुलिस से. So now what do you think? Why some villagers are saying that there will be no result of going to the police station? It will only be a wastage of money and wastage of time. What is the reason of having such opinion by the people? The reason is, as we have seen, that Raghu was belonging to an influential family. Raghu's uncle was a sarpanch. Not only this, Raghu was a big landowner. So people know that whenever this type of situation arises, the police goes in favor of the influential party. So there will be no use of going to police station. And some other are thinking that Raghu must have contacted the police, हम लोग तो अभी सोच ही रहे हैं जाने के लिए। रघु तो पुलिस से उसकी बात भी हो चुकी होगी अब तक, ठीक है। After much discussion, it was decided that Mohan would go to the police station along with some of the neighbors who had seen the incident. So this kind of discussion was taking place. Some were expressing their views that they should go to the police station. Some were saying that there is no utility of going to the police station. So all these discussions happened, and after that it was decided that Mohan will go to the police station with some of the neighbors who had seen the incident, who had seen that how Mohan was beaten up by Raghu and his helper, so that they can be used as witness, because police wants witness, isn't it? So it was decided that Mohan will go to police station with his neighbors. Now we will see this is all about the story. Okay, we will again come back to the story. Now we will try to understand the area of the police station. What do we understand by the area of police station? On the way to the police station, one of the neighbors asked, "Why don't we spend some more money and go to the main police station in the town?" Now, when they were going to the police station, one of the friends which were with Mohan suggested that if we can spend some more money and we go to the town police station, main police station which is in town, then it will be more beneficiary for us. Okay, so now you can see it is not a question of money. We can register the case only in this police station because our village comes in its area of work, explained Mohan. Now it's not that if we have money we can go to the police station of town and register our case there. No, this is not the method of working. This is not the way the works are done. Okay, what is the method? The method is at whichever place incident has been taken place, the complaint should be registered at that place only. This is the area of police station. जहाँ पर जो भी इंसिडेंट हुआ है वहीं पर उसकी रजिस्टर करानी है रिपोर्ट. We cannot go to some other place to register our report. Okay, so this is area. Every police station has an area that comes under its control. Okay, all persons in that area can report cases or inform the police about any theft, accident, injury, fight, etc. So in every police station has a particular area which is decided by the administration, and whatever crime is happening in that area, be it theft, be it quarrel, be it injury or fight or anything like that, then this type of incidents can be complained only in that police station which falls under the police station. It is the responsibility of the police of that station to inquire, to investigate and take action on the cases within its area. So it is the responsibility of the police of that station, in the station where the complaint has been done, where the case has been registered. The police of that area will inquire the matter, the police will investigate the matter, and after this inquiry and investigation, the police will take action according to whatever it has investigated, whatever it has inquired On the basis of that inquiry and investigation, the police will take action on that case, and it should be done only in that area.